Hey guys, how we doing today? I'm just out milking this morning and I wanted to do a little bit of some content. I think I'll start maybe a new series kind of a thing on pregnancy and dogs since we just got the exciting news that Hadaka, which is one of our Anatolian Shepherd dog females, is pregnant. So she's 2. This will be her first litter. And she is bred to Yusuf, who is the only male that we have left. Shiloh, that we just lost, is Yusuf's dad. So this will be like Shiloh's grand litter, if that makes any sense at all. So here is Hadaka this morning eating her breakfast. So I thought maybe we would do a little bit of conversation about pregnancy, nutrition in your dog, what to do, what to feed, how to do it, all that kind of stuff. So we just had Hadaka ultrasounded yesterday. We do ultrasound to confirm pregnancy, usually between 21 to 28 days. She, I knew, was between 28 to 33 days. And I am no master at reading ultrasounds at all, but I would say she's closer to the day 33 than the 28. So what do you do? What are we feeding them? Well, first of all, you don't want to pound them with extra feed early on, especially if your girl is going into it maybe a little bit on the heavier side. If your girl's going into it thin, underweight, then you want to kind of make sure your calories count and that she's getting really good stuff in. But like Hadaka is just a naturally athletically built dog. So she's on the thinner end, but healthy. I got my milk pump going here. I hope it's not too loud. So those early days, I would say the first 4 weeks, the first month. Now, a dog's gestation is average 63 days, so a couple months. That first half, that first month, feed her like you would normally feed her. If she's a normal weight going into it, just feed her what you're normally feeding her. Make sure it's a high quality dog food, or if you're feeding her raw, keep doing that. Constant access to fresh water, the normal stuff that you would normally do. And the reason why is because the puppies, although they're developing, those early days and weeks is really about cell division and formation of that kind of stuff, the building blocks, which is important, but they're not, excuse me, packing on weight. They're not gaining fat. They're not doing any of those things. And the thing that you don't want is to have a girl deliver that is overweight. So that's not good for dogs. It's not good for people. It's not good for anything. So we want her in good shape, which means not overweight. So that first month, just support her with good nutrition, but don't start pounding calories. Like, that's not necessary. So what I started doing with her as soon as she was in heat and we bred her successfully, I started adding a little bit of goat's milk, raw goat's milk, to her feed, just for that extra calcium. Calcium is probably one of the most important things that you can supplement them with. Calcium, we think of strong bones and teeth, which yes, but calcium is extremely important with muscle development and the way that muscles work. And what is the uterus? A huge muscle. So we want good muscle tone, including the uterus, obviously, going into this. So yeah, those early days, I just added a little bit of goat's milk. You could do raw cow's milk. You could do yogurt. Anything that's just a little bit of calcium, a little extra. So now that we're halfway through, she's got just under a month left. We know that she's pregnant. Now is when, especially the last 2 weeks, puppies are going to start putting on weight. That's why you can start to really see mom showing, because these pups are going to start getting big. They're going to start growing rapidly. They're going to start putting on weight. So now is the time when we're going to start adding calories to her diet, extra, supplementing more. So like now I'm doing more goat's milk on her feed. I'm doing eggs along with her feed. Just getting in extra calories, and she is hungry now. So I'm going to slowly increase what she's taking in. We're also going to divvy it up to smaller meals, because if you're a woman, if you've been pregnant, you know that you start running out of room. There's not a lot of room in there to start packing in a lot of food. So frequent small meals or just leaving food out for them to have access to is really helpful and really important. Which also during the first month, those first few weeks, some girls will actually have morning sickness where they have a hard time keeping stuff down. They may vomit. So again, just try to make those calories count for what you can get in, frequent small meals. So Haruka did have issues with morning sickness early on. That was another reason that I just kind of had a feeling she was bred even without confirmation. She went off her feet a little bit, and you could tell just felt kind of irpy. So I was like, yeah, she's probably bred. So, but now she's hungry and her appetite is back with a vengeance. So she's getting fed more. And again, calcium, adding the calcium is going to be an important one. And that's just going to continue right up to the end and through labor, actually. The whole time she's in labor, it's going to be a constant. My big thing is vanilla ice cream. Like the girls love ice cream. So in between contractions, in between puppy deliveries, they're getting a spoon of ice cream just to keep that muscle tone going, because you need strong muscles for strong pushing to get all them pups out. The other thing with her that isn't really nutrition wise is she's still working outside, but she isn't like working. She's pulled now from any livestock that might hurt her, like try to headbutt her at all, because we don't want any accidents to happen. So she's like on light duty, but still outside. But the last 2 weeks we'll bring her in so that I can start doing temps on her twice a day and just really get to know her baseline to monitor for any changes that might happen. Hey, big girl. You'll notice on her too, when she was laying down before, her belly looked like it was shaped a bit. Yeah, it's because it was. When they did her ultrasound yesterday, doctor had a really hard time getting good images on the ultrasound. Her coat's real thick under there, so he shaved her to get a better look. And Bob, seriously, the nerve. So yeah, that's nutrition wise, really, basically what we're doing. Some working dogs will work right through it and they'll deliver out in their pasture. And if that's something you do and that's your practice, then you do you. That's just not what we choose to do. I probably a little bit of a control freak, helicopter mom, but it's what I'm comfortable with. So that's how we do it. So yeah, but we'll just take you guys with on this journey and learn as much as we can together. And if you have any questions, give me a holla and we can talk about it. And she's just going to sit and pick through the food. I put the whole egg in there and she's not a fan of the shell, but that's okay. Right, girl. Pretty girl.